So this is my third time recording this, but just because I've had some issues with my mic. But this is the trade I took today, December 9th, $1,280 in profit today, and it was a 15.7 RR trade. Now, that is literally by far the best RR trade I've taken in my entire life. Like, it's not even close. And it was also my first time trying to execute a bottom tick type of entry today. I want to go over what I saw and why I decided to try this. And I'll sort of go more in depth on why, essentially I entered on basically no type of confirmation and why I felt comfortable putting risk on the table. We can go on the daily time frame here. As you can see, I mean, my daily time frame is kinda messy, but right here, see if I can highlight it. Right here, we have this daily wick, right? Right here. So I marked out the fib of this daily wick, and at consequent encroachment, I noticed that we have resting hourly sell side right here. Now, this is very important because we're aligning daily consequent encroachment with the manipulation objective at market open. So we're able to actually have some sort of, confirmation without it being on the lower time frame because we understand how external models work. And so 9:30 right here, price opens up, we put in relative equal highs. Now, this is another great sign. We're putting in relative equal highs that will be seeked very strongly after our manipulation leg. So we come down, we manipulate, we take out sell side. I leave my limit order down here at literally exactly consequent encroachment of the daily wick. Like when I entered this trade, when I tell you we went into zero drawdown with a 5-point stop loss. Like this was by far the most technical, by far the best entry I've ever taken, and I'm definitely going to start adding more high time frame fib into my charting. So, like I said, we come down, we touch consequent encroachment of the daily wick while manipulating the hourly low, and we end up inverting first presented fair value gap and come up and take out the relative equal highs. Like in terms of complexity and precision, I guess from an outside perspective, like when you see people on the internet, bottom ticking moves or like with no charting, like it probably looks extremely complex. Like how the hell did you know it was going to reject at that point? But as we start, using the higher time frame, people always say use the higher time frame to confirm your trades. But like what does that mean really? In this case, the higher time frame, using the fib of the higher time frame, we were able to align it with the objective of the manipulation leg to literally get a perfect entry. Now, why is this important in terms of adding confidence in your ability to trade? Because this proves that price is algorithmic. Okay, I did not just get lucky and somehow leave a limit order exactly at the exact point where price was going to reverse all the way. Like, what is this? Like, I ended up leaving runners into here. They ended up getting taken off, but like this was essentially the move I was trying to catch. 96 points. We ended up catching 78 points. Of that like we cannot be upset with 78 points, especially with zero drawdown on a bottom tick. So, um, in terms of adding, confidence and conviction to your model and proving that price is algorithmic, I feel like this trade right here really does a perfect job of that. Um, but in terms of, going in depth uh, about like my thoughts or whatever, like going into this day, like essentially I'm trying to get more away from how do I want to put it? Like, I'm trying to get away from taking trades where my edge is not present and I'm starting to learn that an edge is not a model. Okay, all I'm doing when I'm waking up and going into the day is trying to see some sort of alignment where I can have a conviction that price is going to seek a certain draw on liquidity. And when you're able to align higher time frame models, higher time frame levels, higher time frame liquidity, and you're able to bring it down to the lower time frame, you can understand that models really are fractal and that there is, and it just adds a ton of clarity to the lower time frame, okay? Because I mean the lower time frame can be very overwhelming, very confusing, but when you're able to add key areas where you have some sort of confidence in the algorithm or key areas where you're expecting price to reject off of, it really does add clarity to the lower time frame, especially when you also have more like a true confirmation type model where, like I said, we were able to invert this first presented fair value gap here. Like, regardless of the bottom tick, we were still respecting consequent encroachment of the daily wick, and we inverted this first presented fair value gap. This would have been my trade anyways. It would have been 60 points. I would have not taken off those runners, left my stop below the first presented, and it would have been a 60-point win either way. So, um, like I said, $1,280 win today. Extremely happy with the way my technical analysis is, improving, and essentially I'm making this video to as a journal type of as a journal for my progression in this trading journey. I can go over my performance stats right now on this account. If we go back to November, $277 win, and then this has been the month so far. So I am eligible for a payout. FOMC on Thursday, a win tomorrow will probably mean a payout. Going into winter break, I don't really feel like, being glued to my computer trading, especially with the way that late December price action moves. But honestly, I am very just content with the way that, I've been able to bounce back in this journey. And I wanted to share this trade with you because this is really what it means to have clarity and just, I mean, essentially, this is what it means to align everything. This is what it looks like. So when things are starting to come together, I'll continue to share my trades, but just I don't really have anything more to say. Just very, very proud of this execution. So I hope you guys continue to have um, a good week in trading and continue to take care of what you need to take care of on and off the charts. And I'll continue to make videos and share my journey, wins and losses. So thanks for listening.